How to build emotional intimacy with a man. Today's topic is how to build emotional intimacy with a man. And this is a really great topic because that's the goal, right? To create emotional intimacy with a man. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jaki Sabourin. I'm a love coach, and I'm here to teach you how to build emotional intimacy with a man, especially over 50. And so the biggest part about emotional intimacy that I want you to understand is you want to build emotional intimacy with a man that it is directly proportionate to how much intimacy you want with that man. So if you're attracted to a man, you're interested in him, the fastest way to creating a lasting connection where you get asked out on a second and third date is if you create a bond on the first date. And so I'm just going to make this video really short and quick to the point. And hi, ladies coming on YouTube. Welcome. And hello, my Facebook ladies. So the fastest way to build an emotional connection with a man that leads to a commitment, let's talk about emotional connection and intimacy. It's about creating a bond. So the objective is to create a bond when you go out on a date with somebody that you're interested in, because that's going to get you asked out on a second date. That's the outcome you want. You want more dates with this man. And so the biggest thing that I find is the most critical piece is conscious listening, is developing your skill set so you can listen deeply to what a man's saying, and not so that you can get ready to make your reply, but so that you understand what he's sharing with you. And the benefit to that is that when you understand exactly what a man is sharing, then you can get excited about and understand what makes him happy, what makes him sad, what makes him passionate, what he's angry about. You understand so much about a man when you listen deeply to what he's sharing and you ask questions. So you're not waiting for your chance to talk. You're actually listening so you can better understand him. See, what all men are looking for, and really all women, is to be understood by somebody else. When a man feels that you get him, you understand him, he wants to be with you. Just like when you feel got by a man, you feel like he gets you and he understands you and he sees you, that really turns you on. You want to be with that man. And so the sooner you can make a man feel that you really get him and understand him, the faster he's going to want to be with you, and he's going to want to see you as much as possible, because that is the most precious feeling in the whole world, is to be understood by somebody. I mean, that's why we want to get into a relationship, right? We want somebody to get us and to appreciate our gifts and to know us. And so when you're talking to a man on a date, you want to really be listening and for what he's saying, what makes him happy, and then ask him questions, drill into those things, because when you find a topic that he's talking about and he lights up or he opens up, maybe he doesn't light up, maybe he opens up about something, he's being vulnerable, or opening up about something about his job or his career or anything at all, that is your opportunity to ask him more questions so you can create a connection based on that conversation. And then he's going to feel understood by you. So you're not waiting for him to seek to understand you initially if you want to create emotional intimacy with a man, but you're the one who's looking to understand him on a deeper level, which will inspire and create a bond and create a spark of intimacy where you immediately start to grow closer because you've shared something and he understood what he was sharing. He understood that you understood it. And so in that process of being intimate, there's going to be a certain level of intimacy and vulnerability that you're going to need to open up. That means being empathetic. Like, wow, that must have been really hard for you. What was that like? Tell me about that. Being empathetic, asking him questions that shows that you're empathetic, you're compassionate, and not judgmental. And so there's a level of vulnerability that has to happen in that conversation, and maybe sharing something about, maybe if it's relevant, sharing something about what happened for you. Maybe it's just a matter of like, and not to go into the storyline around a divorce, but maybe you went through a divorce, he went through a divorce, and maybe he's just getting back out there, you're just getting back out there, or you're dating a guy who's just getting back out there after a divorce or whatever. You could be like, how's it going for you? You know, I know for me, it was really hard. And then in that moment, you would share something vulnerable, like, I just never saw myself going online. I just thought that was for people that were desperate. And then here I came to find myself not able to really meet people, and there I was, feeling like I was exposed, and sharing my whole life story to strangers, and I felt so vulnerable in that process. So you would open up a bit about your experience about going online, which is very, can be unnerving and unsettling at first, right? Makes you feel a little insecure, and because you feel exposed, and so you would relate to him in that moment, not taking the story away from him, but empathizing with him by sharing, yeah, I remember that feeling, and just know that very soon that feeling is going to pass, and you're going to start to enjoy it, and things are going to get easier. And so you would kind of understand him in that moment. Hope this making sense. And I'm looking to see if there's anything else I can share. It's really, I think the biggest thing that I want you to take away from this quick call is that it really requires you to learn to listen deeply and consciously. Most of us nowadays are so distracted by our phones and by the computer and by sounds and by everything that's going on that we have a very hard time with being present in a conversation with the man, because another big piece that we have to wrestle to the ground is our mind. Our mind's making judgments about what he's wearing, what he's saying, where he works, how much money does he have a good job, is he financially stable, how old are his kids, how young are his kids. All these things are going through our mind while we're trying to assess whether or not he's a candidate, and then in that moment we're really not listening anymore. And so learning to listen consciously is a huge skill set that will propel you forward exponentially if you can learn that skill set. And that's exactly what I teach in my Engaged at Any Age program. So if you're interested in fast tracking your process to get into a committed relationship that lasts a lifetime, you need to get on the call with me. Get on a call with me so I can share with you about my program and see if it's a fit for you, tell you about it, hear about where you're at, and see if this is a match for you. Okay, so conscious listening is something that I'm so excited about because I love listening to my clients, right? I have to consciously really listen to them to create intimacy with them so they trust me. So they tell me more, so they create a bond with me where they can open up and be vulnerable so I can help them. It's the same process, right? And I'm really good at it because I love listening to the challenges that we all have, that especially my clients, because believe it or not, they're very similar to the challenges that I've had and that other women have, and even men. And we're humans. We have these intimacy challenges. And so if you can learn these skills, it will shorten the time. It will close the gap that you're in between where you are now and where you want to go, which is to be in a committed relationship. So you can stop doing things with trial and error. I'll try something, make a mistake, and keep trying. And that costs you time and money and heartache and frustration and thinking thoughts like, maybe I'll just resign myself to being single. That's just an excuse from doing the work that you need to do so you can have what you want. Don't buy into those excuses that I'm too old, it takes too long, there's no good man, any of that. That's all made up by your mind to avoid doing what you need to do. And maybe it's because you don't really know what to do, but I do. I know what to do. I know how to help. I know how to help you. And so if this is something that you resonate with, jump on a call with me. All my information is in the contact box below where you can get a hold of me and we can talk about how I can help you and if that's a fit for you. Okay, ladies, I'll answer a couple questions, then I'm going to hop off the call. Best online dating site for meeting men over 50. Honestly, it really varies demographically where you live and what the demographics are. For example, the West Coast, I know Match is really popular here and Bumble's really popular. And I like both of those sites. Now, if you live in a destination location area, don't recommend the GPS sites, because there's a lot of transient men going to Hawaii. If you live in Hawaii, I don't think you should be on Bumble because you're going to be picking up all the men that are visiting and you want something more lasting, right? Like a committed relationship in Hawaii. Or if you live in like Florida, maybe there's some tourist communities, destination communities where you don't want to use Bumble because that would interfere. You'd be picking up a lot of the visitors. And so kind of base your decision based on what, and one more tip about that is if you pull out your wallet, you're always going to get people that have a little more invested in it. When you're paying for something, you have more invested. You're more likely to follow through. Same thing with men. If they're paying to be on Match, then they're invested in finding someone. They're more invested than the free sites. So I recommend being on the paid sites and paying for that. And it's putting your money where your mouth is, so to speak. It's you committing to, this is what I want, and I see value in paying for it because it'll be a higher caliber than something that's free. And so that's my take on that. Thank you for the compliments. Hello everyone. Okay, that's the only question I have. If I'm already dating a guy and I apply for this, would it help him fall in love? Absolutely. This program is a program that goes on until you get into a committed relationship. We want to be there for you when you get into a relationship, during the relationship falls apart and you need to go back out there. We're going to be there for the whole process until you are, some women come into the program, they meet somebody, they're happy, and then maybe a year later they want to work on their relationship, so they come back into the program. And I can explain how that works when you jump on a call with me. So we want to be there from the beginning all the way through to support you all the way through your personal growth. And so basically it's a program that really never ends. You can tap into it when you need it. And once you skill up and learn the tools that I teach, you're good to go. And then if you need to come back for more support, you're always welcome to come back and get more support. And so it's this new program. It's engaged in an EH program, but I've got a new structure to it. It's an all new. I revamped the whole program so that it can serve you for a longer term, not just a short term, but for the full ride, all the way through getting married. And then, of course, when you're married, you have questions about being married. I mean, that's what I'm here for. And I know I can serve you in all of those areas, and I want to, because I want to be the one that you turn to year after year after year. And I've had my coaches that have been with me for years and years and years too. So that's really nice to be able to talk to the same ladies that have been with me for years that can support you as well. If you're under 50, does it apply? Of course it does. It really does. I say I'm doing this series for women over 50, but what I teach in the program is foundational principles for life. They're advanced adult life skills. These are skills that we don't really get taught in elementary school and high school and college. They're how to do your life in a bigger way, how to deal with your emotional triggers, how to communicate responsibly, how to have a rich, juicy relationship, not only with a man, but with people you share your life with, how to have healthy boundaries, and how to communicate the way I do. You need to learn how to communicate really well. It's such a blessing to be able to communicate. I can get so much done in a day by communicating because I'm not afraid to ask questions. I know how to ask questions. I know why to ask questions, when to ask them. I mean, sometimes that's just a conundrum for a lot of women. They didn't even ask questions because they didn't know to ask questions, or that they could ask questions, or maybe they don't even have a voice where they feel safe to ask a question because it wasn't safe before. And so it's really skilling up and empowering you as a woman so that you can do anything you want. You can have your dream life, your dream man, raise your children the way you want to raise them, and have the coping skills to be able to cope with whatever life throws your way, because life will throw you curveballs. That's what life's about. It's a roller coaster, but you don't have to emotionally be on the roller coaster, but it is a ride. And so you want to have all the tools that you can, so that you can have the biggest ride, the experience, the funnest ride of your life, which is what life is. It's a massive ride. And I want you to go on that ride and have the most fun, the most joy, and the richest experience you could possibly have. I mean, this is it, ladies. This is it. I want to make sure my life means something, and I stand for something, and I have values, and I know what they are, and I'm not afraid to share what they are. And that's what I want to teach you, so that you can have that too, because it's all there inside of you. I'm just going to guide the process to help you birth that empowered version of yourself that already exists there. Okay, ladies, I help women. If you're shy, that's another thing to help you, to give you the confidence you need to start to make those changes slowly. one step at a time. Everything I do is very practical, and that's why it's so successful. There's a high level of practicality to everything I teach, because I know that there's some very esoteric concepts out there, but I break it down into step by step, manageable pieces, easy to implement, so that you can apply them in your daily life without having to change your lifestyle. And that's why the program is so successful. That's why it's a proven program. Okay, ladies, enough about the program. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Thank you so much for doing that. And you'll receive notifications when I'm going live next. And that's going to be on Wednesday. I'm trying this 3 p.m. slot to see if that's a better time. I found out from Facebook and YouTube that 3 o'clock is a better time. So I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday at 3, and then Thursday I'm going to do at 4 o'clock. So I'll be sending out notices about that. And I hope you'll join me. I hope this is helpful for all of you. And just know that I'm sending you so much love. Bye. Have a wonderful day. Stay warm out there. It's raining and cold here in California. Believe it or not, it does rain in California. All right, go out there and create some emotional intimacy with men and get into fabulous relationships. And if you need support, Jackie's your coach. Love you. Bye-bye. Bye, ladies.